Welcome back. Today's sponsor is Thanks for the Ride, a collection of short stories written by Carlos Osuna. I'll have some links in the description for his Instagram and where you can buy it on Amazon. It comes out on September the 2nd, a hard copy edition, but you can buy it digitally now. It's a series of short stories looking at the world through a satirical lens, from the life of a cockroach to conversations with God. This book provides unique and comedic perspectives on life and the emotions that come with it. I just got my copy. Next time you see me, I'll be raving about it. Do yourself a favor and get it. If you haven't already, please follow us on Instagram, ISIMOPOD at ISIMOPod. Email us at isimopod@gmail.com. And if you want to, you can leave a voicemail at our voicemail line, which is 920-474-6644. That's 920-ISIMO-HIGH. Also, please follow us on Spotify, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let us know what you think in the comments. Anyways, let's get this episode started. Enjoy. Hey, welcome to Isimo. My name is Gerardo Alarcon.
I'm Dominic Angel.
And I'm Ryan Reyes.
We also sponsored by Legacy Teas and Spices. Right now you can use promo code ISIMO20 for 20% off of the online store. And they have a bunch of teas, a bunch of spices. And guess what? They have an owner that's here with us today. I'll take it away, Dominic.
Hello. Welcome to the show. Everybody, this is my mom, Angel.
Hello.
And this is Isma. Welcome to the show. How are you feeling?
Owner of Legacy Teas and Spices.
Owner
Jesus
of Legacy Teas and Spices, mother of 4.
Yes.
I feel good.
Hell yeah.
I feel great.
Yeah. Are you
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. I mean, Ryan was like, who should we have? I was like, your mom, food. He's like, I don't know. I was like, come on.
Sounded wrong.
Who should we have on? Your mom, fool? How about that? Would you like that, your mom? Turns out I would.
Are you a regular listener of the podcast?
I am.
Wow, Ryan. We have a listener. I love sitting next to Ryan. I wish we could do this all the time.
It's been so long since I heard you go, wow.
Dominic, give us the description of your mom.
She is Latina. She is from California. She raised me and my 3 brothers pretty much all on her own. She rose to the top of one of the national corporation for a major restaurant that I can't give the name of.
What? Wait.
And then she started a business 6 years ago, and now she's kicking ass doing that.
Wow. I like how you can say kicking ass, but you can't say the store name. Just kidding. You don't have to say it. But Ryan, what about you? Describe your mom in 8 words.
8 words?
No, I mean, I'm not going to do that to you. Sorry. But just give a description.
No, yeah. I mean, he covered all of it.
Yeah.
Again with this thing. This thing, I think it's rising on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's a mother of 4. She kind of raised us for the most part on her own, and that was the big deal. She's been a big help for me in learning about my autism stuff. She's really supportive when I got diagnosed. That's something cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So that's a great lead into what I wanted to say. If I had a description, I would say lovely personality, great person. Not my mom. I would add that too, because people think that we're brothers and stuff, and look at the amount of facial hair I have compared to these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just trimmed it.
But I wanted to ask you, what are some common... So listen, we have some questions from the audience, and I know that's people that want to know the answers to, but it's fine. We don't have to get there yet. I wanted to ask you, what are some common misconceptions about teas or their effects they have on the body? Or even, have you ever done psychedelic tea? You don't have to answer the last one, but just the other 2.
No, I have never done psychedelic tea.
Oh,
Man, it's funny. People that come to our shop always ask, do you have cannabis tea? Which we don't.
Yeah.
But they're like, you should. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to figure out what we have, which I think is awesome. Mm-hmm. I had a really nice career before this.
Yeah.
So I worked for, like Dominic said, I worked for a corporate office. I had a high position and got paid a lot of money. And I left that. I took a chance on myself, and I left that to do this, and no regrets. Yeah. I love what I do, and I love the product. It's natural. It's very therapeutic for me.
Another question I have is, so there's different teas that you sell, but is it like ingredients that make the tea you sell, or is it the ingredients themselves that you're selling?
It's the blend of ingredients.
Yeah.
That's kind of our niche, because there's many types of tea shops out there, and ours is blends specifically. There's like tea rooms that you go and you get a specific grade of green tea, for example. That's not what we are. We're blends for sure. And we blend natural ingredients together to create a fusion of, passion fruit tea or ginger lemon or whatever. It's natural.
Yeah, so that's what the good night tea is, what I drink mostly. Also, the coconut green is something that I like a lot. I hate coconut. Is it okay? So when you call it coconut, I don't like. So I went to Hawaii when I was like really young, and I was like, dude, looking forward to the coconuts. You know what I mean? And the hula skirts, all that stuff. But that's aside from the point. But right. But the coconut green tea, I don't taste the same kind of like coconut flavor. I guess I don't know. So what is it? Why is it coconut?
The leaves are steeped with coconut oil.
Oh, okay.
And there's actually shredded coconut in the blend.
Yeah.
With a little bit of corn flour.
Oh, she's giving away our secrets, Ryan. And so what I wanted to also ask is, what's the furthest you've ever sent tea out? Like from somebody buying, like, shipping it out?
Hawaii.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
We've had, I think, 2 that have gone technically like out of central United States.
Yeah, I sent something to Hawaii. We have, though, in Pasadena, our shop was in Pasadena. We've had people, especially during like Rose Bowl season, January, come from all over the world, and they're there on vacation for a month, and they stop and they are mesmerized by our little stand, and they come from Britain, they come from all over, India. They come, they're like, oh my gosh, I was just in, whatever country, and I saw a little stand like this. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell that story about that guy that found your business card while he was traveling?
It was funny. It was Diego and I working the shop, and I was in the back, and this guy comes up and he goes, I need to meet your mom. And of course I have no idea who this is. And he's like, I could hear Diego like protective right away, like, oh, well, who should I say is asking, And he goes, I was on vacation in New York, and I pulled the Bible out from the drawer, and your guys' little insert was in there, an insert full of business cards and rewards cards and coupons and stuff like that. And he said, and your mom's, shop came out, and he goes, I looked you up, saw your story, and I have got to meet her. And so, so then I come around and I was like, oh yeah, that's me,
So are you trying to get a more Christian fan base by putting it in a Bible? Right?
Christians can drink tea.
Didn't put it in the Bible.
Oh, okay.
Somebody put it in the Bible. But, no, not at all. Me personally, I'm not very religious. I'm more spiritual.
Yeah.
I definitely have faith. But I'm definitely more spiritual, I would say, than religious.
Same. And, Ryan, are you more spiritual or religious?
I would say spiritual. I think the 5 of us growing up, my brothers and my mom kind of grew up like not dedicated to any specific denomination of the church.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm more spiritual. But then again, like if I saw a spirit, it would scare me. You know what I mean? I wouldn't go bowing down to a random spirit that came in. You know what I mean? I think it's important to make that distinction.
But their dad's like very... I wouldn't call him religious either, right? He's very like reborn type thing.
Yeah.
He's very, very firm in his beliefs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like a Jesus-based belief.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Protestant.
What is the difference? Protestant, don't they like protest Catholic beliefs? Isn't that what they're called?
He's not Protestant.
He's very, I wouldn't call it Protestant. He's very, just like,
I'm trying to remember the kind of church, but he's gone to the same church now like the last 10 years.
He believes in Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very strongly.
Yeah.
So that brings me to the next point. So who gave you the hardest time when you're a single mother raising 4 kids? You have Anthony, right?
Yes.
Dominic, then Ryan, then Diego. The trouble child. Let's be honest.
Okay, hands down, without even hesitating, Ryan was a little asshole.
I was autistic.
Yeah, and the ongoing lifetime joke is you weren't that autistic, Ryan.
I mean, if I'm the one
He
that stood
tries to
out.
pull the autistic card, and I'm like, call him on it. You know what I mean? Ryan, it was very hard. Okay, let me backtrack there. You know, I was very lucky. I hear the boys talking about me being a single mom. Don't get me wrong, it was really hard. I definitely did it on my own.
Yeah.
I feel like I did it on my own without anyone's help. And financially and just like doing it all, dropping the kids off, taking them to the doctor, going to all their events, and they were really involved. I felt like I missed nothing. My job was I was fortunate to have a job that was very flexible and let me leave whenever I wanted, as long as I got my whatever I needed to do. And so I was lucky that the boys were really good.
Yeah.
They were really, really good. They never gave me any problems except for Ryan. Ryan, it was really hard. And at first, when he was like elementary school years, it was hard for me to understand. I didn't understand autism, and I didn't understand his level of autism.
Yeah.
Being borderline autistic, and we'll argue about how it's called. I don't know the proper terms, but it's a really weird situation because he was too, average or typical to get like special resources, but at the same time, his thought process was totally different than my other sons or than his classmates, and so it was difficult to understand where he was coming from. So in the beginning, it was really, really hard, and I worked about 5 minutes away from their school, their elementary school that they all went to, and I used to get a call 2-3 times a week to come down to the school to like something was going on.
Yeah.
And it was really hard for me. It was really hard until I began to start understanding. Ryan and I went to therapy together, and I feel like instead of really helping him, they helped me.
Yeah.
They helped me understand where he was coming from. Just that his thought process was different, nothing wrong with it. Mm-hmm. It's definitely different.
But he went from the hardest kid to raise to the best employee you've ever had, right? What? I'm trying to see some way out of here, dude. I'm on your side, Ryan.
No, I mean, like, to add to what she said, the biggest thing was just our elementary school wasn't like a bad school, but it was like very underfunded. So they just didn't have the resources. Like, literally the only options for me, and this is like a big thing, this is why part of what I said about my mom was that she helped me when I was going to school, is the only option for me was remedial classes, but those are for kids with like debilitating like Down syndrome and cerebral palsy and things like that. Mm-hmm. So she fought for me, and she fought for them to find like, because of her, like they developed different levels of how to like interact with kids like this. And this is at a time where like even ADD, now ADHD, was still a new thing. Like it was still a thing people were learning about. So on top of that, like having to understand what autism is and what like OCD is was like a thing that this school just never had to deal with before, not to this extent.
I think what was really difficult was you were so borderline.
Yeah.
That it was hard. It's almost as like he doesn't need it as much, so we're not going to do anything about it. This is where we had to, or I felt like I needed to step in and fight for him.
Yeah. And
it was like a lifetime, his whole childhood of just fighting for him, advocating for him, and trying to get stuff done, trying to get him resources that he needed, because he did need a different type of education than a typical mediocre is what they're,
Yeah.
typical mediocre, the rest of the class, I guess you would call it. So
Yeah, because schools like this, like, they only ever know the other option, which is like either you're special ed or you're not. So there is no in between for schools like this, and that's why like the stuff my mom did for me growing up was really important. Not only for me, but like I feel that it helped them the school understand that different kids need different needs.
they created and developed new programs because of Ryan.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
literally like the first thing I remember, they didn't think I had dyslexia, but they knew that there was a developmental thing because I had this thing where I couldn't understand what I was reading unless I wrote it down backwards. And so every paper I turned in was written down correctly, but in reverse. So what they did was, instead of putting me in special ed, they gave me tracing paper. I would write on tracing paper, flip it over, and then trace what I just wrote until I developed like the habit of writing the right way.
Oh.
And it was like small stuff like that they had to learn because my mom refused to let them just shove me in special ed and like be done with me. So they developed like new things. I tell that joke about math blasters. That was real. Like that was them trying to like find an alternative way of teaching me how to pay attention. And it did work. They just like couldn't afford all the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think Ryan has gone from the worst to the best on Isimo because everyone loves him so much.
Everybody loves Ryan.
Yep. And if there was an assassination on any of us, it would be on Ryan.
All right. I
Because-
wouldn't invite people to do that. If anyone here is worth killing, it's this guy.
Because hate comes from love. Anyways, so that's just one of my tag phrases. Don't kill Ryan, please. I can cut all that out. But
It's gonna be a
anyways,
new shirt. Don't kill Ryan, please.
don't kill Ryan, please, on the shirt. On a scale of 1 to 10, how Mexican would you say you are? This is a trick question, just to let you know before. I've already gotten Dominic and Ryan with this one.
He has.
I mean, I would say 10.
There we go.
There it is.
She's smarter than you guys. Ryan said like 3 and Dominic said 6.
Oh my God.
They're not even all
When-
together making a full Mexican.
When Ryan was a kid, we argued about the accuracy or how the story goes down, but my recollection is we were filling out, of course I did everything on my own, so filling out like 4 packets for school and those huge packets, right? So I'd have them sit there and help me. And so the card comes up with what's your ethnicity. And so we're, the boys are all talking to me about it. And they're like, there's no Mexican. It was just like Hispanic or white or Caucasian or whatever. And Ryan's like, what? We're Mexican?
That's when you found out?
Yeah. No, yeah, because I've told a different story on here, but I think I realized what happened was we had that interaction, and then that stuck with me, and I was like, that can't be right. So when we visited my dad that summer, I asked him to confirm it, and then that's what led to that story. But yeah, the first time was because of that form.
To be fair, Ryan and I were pretty light skinned when we were real little.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't go out much. I didn't go much, obviously.
I was
Yeah.
pretty pale.
I was kind of light skinned too, but I had this. I think I told you guys before. I had manchas. Do you know what manchas are?
Yeah, like skin tags, kind of.
Yeah. So I had like white skin spots. So it was like the whiteness was trying to come out somehow. And then the doctor gave me this ointment that just burned. It just burned my face. That's what it felt like, at least. And I still have it to this day from when I was in elementary school.
The ointment?
Yeah, it's in my mom's bathroom. We don't clean it much.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I thought you had like an altar of like sad memories.
Yeah. So we all have established that we are Mexican. Now, when going to these, this is what I segue back to the last conversation we just had, right? So going to these therapy sessions and whatnot for special needs or for autism, right? Was it like predominantly white? I feel like autism is a white thing. Am I wrong?
That's like
You're wrong.
I don't,
You're wrong.
I don't mind being stereotypical. Don't
No,
get me
but that
wrong.
is a common misconception when it's perceived in media. Like it's always
Yeah.
the same with like every group. It's they put white people first because they think that's how people will accept it, and that's why like shows like Atypical what's the other one? Everything's Gonna Be, or are great shows, and Everything is Gonna Be Okay is a wonderful show that actually hired someone on the spectrum to play the spectrum character. But they always choose white actors over other actors. Like the only instance that I know where it hasn't been a white person was Power Rangers, the reboot, and even then, like they didn't say it out loud. They just implied he's autistic, but they were like, "My mother had me tested, and that's it."
Which Ranger was that?
The Blue Ranger.
Oh, the Blue Ranger.
Yeah.
He was sad about being autistic. No, I'm just kidding. He wasn't autistic, right?
It was implied that he was, but they never used the word autistic. And part of that is, and this is why me and my mom discuss it a lot, is the association with autism is that it's a form of retardation, but that hasn't been the case medically since like the 40s.
Okay.
Like it's no longer considered a form of retardation. It's a completely separate disorder.
I think going back to the question, I don't think it's a white thing at all.
Yeah.
But I do still run across people or interact with people that think that it's something wrong, that it's like a sickness, or it's like, and it's not even that at all. Like if you understood the mind of someone with autism, you'd realize like how brilliant they are.
Yeah.
When Ryan was little, Dominic and Anthony were really smart. And they were just really, really smart.
What happened?
What went wrong? No.
Then Ryan comes along, and I recognized that he was definitely smart, but different. Not the same at all. It's just like how I explained it to Ryan is like, it's like a left-handed brain.
Yeah.
You know, in this world, we live in a right-handed world, right? And left-handed people have to just deal with it. Mm-hmm. Which way everything's placed in the world is right-handed. So there's nothing wrong with left-handed people. Well, there's nothing wrong with people with autism either.
Yeah.
Their mind is thinks differently than average people, and a lot of the times, most of the times, they're very brilliant. Mm-hmm. They're artistic. There's something that we can't even comprehend, like how vast their comprehension is.
Sweet. Well, you guys have any more questions for your own mother?
There was one, I mentioned it earlier. It's a silly TikTok question. I thought it'd be fun for the podcast. There's a trend going on where kids will ask their parents why they were asked to take the chicken out of the freezer instead of the parents just taking it out before they left for work.
How dare you? How dare you ask that question?
I was just curious. I thought it'd be fun for the podcast.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Well, the longer a frozen meat is outside, right? It thaws out and it's going to go bad. So you want to be able to leave it in the freezer as long as you can, up until the point where it needs to be thawed. By the time the mom comes home, she can have it ready to cook.
Now, I do want to make a point that my mom's answer was different from like every answer I heard on TikTok. Every parent on TikTok was just like, I just forgot. Like my mom had a reason for it. That's why I thought our mom's different. She's cool.
I worked in the meat department, okay? And as far as defrosting chicken or any meat goes, you defrost it in the refrigerator. So you should put the chicken from the freezer to the refrigerator approximately 2 to 3 days before you want to cook it. And that's how I do my chicken. Because I'm perfect. I'm just kidding. I'm not perfect. We all have flaws, right, Ryan? You're right here. But yeah, so that's...
If you bring it out just at the right time,
yeah,
it'll defrost and still be cold.
Yeah.
Ready for you to cook.
Without reaching the danger zone.
Yes.
Which is approximately below or above 40 and below 140. Something like that. No, wait, what? But below 40. Yeah, we got this. We got it, right, Ryan?
Yeah. I like that because the danger zone sounds like something that you would say, but that's also like an actual terminology. Like that's the terminology the health code department uses is the danger zone of meat.
It's like, it's always changing though too, because you could just cheat on a test online. Mm-hmm. They're always changing the danger zone by like 1 degree so that you have to read beforehand. So like it's either 39 or 40 or 41.
How often are you taking this test?
I had to take the test. I was in the kitchen for 10 years. Now I have to take one every year.
Yeah, you got to renew
I thought it lasted 10 years.
You got to renew your license.
That's a serve safe. I never got a serve safe. I just got California's health, whatever.
It's like just to handle it, right?
Yeah, handler's permit.
I got that.
Yeah. I got that thing on me.
Yeah.
I think I did eventually get a serve safe, but then I stopped working in kitchens altogether. Because I was like, what? You could just get one of these? What the fuck? So now I like to go to the questions from the audience. Thank you, our loyal Instagram followers. Go for it, Ryan.
First question: what inspired you to start your business?
Um,
Oh, and that's from Inside the North Side pod. Oh, that's from a different podcast.
my sons are the ones that started working for this tea shop in Pasadena. And Ryan, because Ryan doesn't drive, I used to go pick him up after his shift. And I would sit there looking at the little shop, and I fell in love with it. And I thought, oh my gosh, I wish I had a little shop like this. I would have so many ideas. Like, I would do this, I would do that. And I loved the product. I loved how natural it was. It smelled, the aromas were amazing.
Yeah.
And the medicinal purposes, just like, it's such a like a natural, like organic thing, you know? And beautiful little shop. I had lots of ideas. I had lots of things I wanted to do. And this was supposed to be the boys' thing.
Yeah.
I was just going to pick them up, or I was just going to help them out sometimes. And somewhere along the line, when we were going to transfer ownership, the boys backed out. They went to film school. They had stuff, other opportunities that related to their degree. And so I was like, wait a minute, what are you doing? You're walking away. So I ended up staying. I ended up taking over the business myself. So I left my job. I left my career to own the tea shop.
So did you get the name Legacy from the last tea shop?
No, I don't like that name, actually.
Oh, that's news to me. Right?
My son chose that name. My son Anthony was the first original involved in the tea shop, and he chose that name. And I was against it because I said, Anthony, why are we putting that pressure on us? You know, that we're a legacy all of a sudden, we're taking over the shop. Like, I didn't know anything about tea at the time. So I thought it was I thought it was too huge of a name for us. But my nephew created our logo, and I really dug the logo.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, we could rock this.
Yeah.
We could rock this. So, you know, we went balls in, you know, we gave it 100%. Mm-hmm. And that's who we are now.
All right, what's the next one, right?
Here's a silly one. You can pick one to eat for the rest of your life: tacos, tortas, burritos, or tamales.
Let's try to say the name first. Oh, I thought he was
It's
going
from
to say the name.
flashback to the Yayo.
Okay. So, tortas, tamales, and tacos?
Tacos.
You have to choose one for the
And
rest of your
burritos.
life. Which one is it?
Tacos.
Tacos? Now you have to fight for that, okay? I was on a podcast yesterday where we did baked goods, and I tried my best to get pan dulce to win, but garlic bread took the cake. So I am in a mode of sorry, I had a little flashback there, but we have to explain ourselves when we say that something is the goated. And why are tacos? I don't agree. I fucking hate tacos.
What?
Whoa, wait, whoa.
Where did that come from?
I went full tilt the other way, but I'm just saying I'm a burrito guy more than tacos.
I really love crunchy hard shell tacos. That's my thing.
That's ridiculous.
I can eat tacos every day.
I mean, I can too, but will I enjoy my life if I ate tacos every day? That's what I asked myself.
Burrito makes you too full.
Thank you. Yeah, and then you don't have to eat anything all day. Your metabolism doesn't go up. That way, I stay chunky.
It feels like you feel like sleepy after.
Yeah. See, another sleep remedy to help you go to sleep. Eat a burrito. You know?
You're just listing benefits of burritos.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're listing benefits. Just trying to be. And,
I'm trying to talk you out of it.
But you know what I did see on TikTok recently was the reason why they have two tortillas for tacos is so that you eat one and then you have the stuff that falls onto the other taco or the other tortilla. You guys seen this?
I've seen that, but I don't think that's true.
I never eat like that.
I think that is true. I think that is definitely true because, but that's not the kind of tacos I would eat. I'd eat the crunchy shell tacos.
It's like sliders and burgers. It's like I go for the burger, dog. Burritos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I would go for a burger, but I don't know. Tacos are just cool. Tacos is just meat. That's why I don't know. I don't know why.
Tacos is like the perfect balance. It has like meat. It has lettuce and tomato, and it has like the crunchiness of the. Yeah.
Also, it's probably the healthier of the three options, which brings me to my other question. What has more carbs, bread or tortillas?
Bread.
Bread?
Bread.
So why are you getting tortas for the rest of your life? You want to be be unhealthy?
Tortas.
What? You like tortas?
I like tortas.
So what would you choose out of the three? Tamales, tortas,
Out of the three, probably tortas.
Really?
Because you play around with tortas.
No.
I had a milanesa torta the other day. Wasn't impressed. Give me more meat than lettuce. All right. It's probably just the taco shop I went to, but
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah. My dad makes really good tortas.
does he take the bread out the middle? And
Yeah.
see that? That's fucking genius. What about you, Dominic?
Tamales all the way, dude. You already know.
It's so gross.
You
Everything.
already
Dude, that dude ate gas station tamales on our trip.
What are you blowing up my spot for, fool?
Oh my god.
He went to the gas station and bought tamales and ate them.
Yeah.
How were they?
The masa was dry, but the meat was pretty good.
Dude, tamales are so gross to me. I already said this, I think, on the podcast.
Why? They're the best.
No, I mean, only because you keep saying that. The more you say that, the more gross they get to me.
Oh, yeah? Burritos are disgusting, fool. I'll fight you right now.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Burritos are great to me. I had a burrito last night, al pastor,
That's pretty good.
That is good.
and I'm still stuffed.
I think that's probably the one drawback from tamales is they don't make tamales al pastor.
Yeah, dude.
Make them then.
Yeah, dude. What's the next question?
From Eliza Velasquez. What is the best and worst thing about being a mom? The best thing and then the worst thing.
Starting
The
with
best thing is like, I don't know. For me, the way my life's turned out up until this point, the boys are what make me happy. They keep me busy. I like to go and see. Oh, nowadays, most of the things that they do, I can't do everything, but they really fulfill my life for sure. I think the worst thing is when I strongly believe in something. Now, as they're adults, I have like a strong belief in something. I'm very passionate about it, and they disagree with me, and they all gang up on me, and I can't win to save my life. I just end up crying.
Yeah, I would say that, one thing that bugs me about my mom and my dad is that they never see me do stand-up. Only like 2 members of my family have gone. My sister hasn't even gone. I'm calling you out on the podcast. Everyone, please send them hate mail. Anyways.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Sorry. And if they do, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. And if they did send hate mail still, I appreciate you too. But I love my family more. Anyways, now that that's done, you go to see them do stand-up all the time.
Yeah, I love it.
Was there ever a time where you saw your kids doing stand-up and you're like, how fucking dare you? Even if it wasn't even about you. If it was just like how he does the Tim Allen joke, you're like, dude, I love Tim Allen, you fucking asshole. You know?
No, I love what they do. I love that they both have their own style. They're totally different, and they shock me a lot of the times with what they say, but I really dig it. I really, really enjoy watching them.
I think the funniest reaction I've gotten from my mom about my comedy is one time I have a set that's just about her.
Yeah.
And she loves the set. But the funniest thing has been one time I put the set in the wrong order. So one joke didn't make sense if it was about my mom. So I changed it to grandma and she got mad. And it was like the joke that's calling her a bully.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The one note that I always get from my mom about anything is that I talk too much about white people.
Yeah.
That I hate white people.
The podcasts, I get it. It's, it is what it is. But I feel uncomfortable sometimes when he keeps saying the white people. It's like, what the heck, man, But, I always take a step backward and know that my beliefs are different, and that doesn't mean that mine are right or wrong. That's just how I think about things. I have a lot of friends and, family.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like I always think about I'm offending, to me, it's like offensive to them, But when I brought it up to Dominic, he's like, well, maybe it's about time that they get, offended, because for years we've gotten offended, and he's right. And when I saw the response coming from your guys' podcast, like in the early episodes, I thought they definitely hit a chord, I may not have to agree with it. It's a chord that, it's an audience that they definitely reached. And
I would also say that we attack Mexicans just as much as we attack white people. All right. Don't call me a no sabo kid and a pocho. All right.
Again.
And so, yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But, we do, I guess it's a colloquial term too, especially when you're podcasting, of just saying like, we all know what we're talking about when we talk about the white people. Like, it's just like the people that aren't acceptable. They don't, I don't know, people that don't open their arms towards all races. And in my opinion, is white people.
See, I totally agree with you. And I told Dominic, can't you find another term for that? Nope. That's what he said. But now I get it. You're not really talking about all the white people in the world. It's definitely a group of people that feel entitled. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, next question is from Scabrat82.
Ew.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. We love you, Scabrat. The question is, what is the biggest thing each of your sons have gotten in trouble for?
Okay. This is going to be a kind of a funny story about Dominic. So they really were really good kids.
Until
I would say they were really, really good kids, but for especially Dominic, he was like really freaking smart. He was a straight A student. He always had advanced classes, and there was this weird thing about him. He never like did anything wrong, but somehow he always got brought home by the police.
Wait, what?
And wait a minute, wait till you hear. I'll give you a handful. There's too many to list, but I'll give you a small handful. For walking on the sidewalk in front of a library, he got pulled over by the cops. Remember that?
Yeah, I was going to the mall.
I got a ticket and had to go to court for that, for him walking in front of a library. Another one is when Dominic, my sisters, their aunts went and bought them illegal fireworks, which I'm against. I hate fireworks.
Yeah.
These are the kind that go up in the sky and blow up. So they decided to go to New Mexico one day and buy a bunch of fireworks for all the kids. And all the cousins were blowing them up from the roof of our house, except for Dominic. Dominic was sitting talking to a girl. Well, they had went down the street to light them down the street, and the cops pulled up and everyone took off running, and Dominic, the only one that wasn't lighting the fireworks, is the one that got caught. So here he comes with the police. Another time he was on vacation in El Paso, and he walked to the liquor store, but over there they had year-round school. So Dominic was on vacation. Dominic was on summer vacation, so he got brought home by the cops because they're like, why isn't he in school? What others? There's more. I can't think of them. I think Ryan got suspended once because he had a switchblade in his pocket and pulled it out on a kid.
So there's like context
and
to this story.
He was like 10 years old or something like that.
I was 8. And here's the context of that story. I had found the casing, not even the blade, the casing of a switchblade. And I thought that was cool. I used to collect stuff in my pockets when I was a kid and like try to make them into other stuff when I got home. And I showed a kid to it. And this kid was our neighbor. And this kid's name was Michael. I remember this kid because this kid was an asshole. He liked getting people in trouble and fucking with people. So he told the office that I pulled it on him, which I did not. I was showing it to him because he asked me to. And then got me suspended from school. And it was because the school was like, they had like a no weapons policy. And I remember explaining it to him, like, I just found this. I don't know what it's for. I just wanted to turn it into something later. And they're like, well, for all I know, you can file it down and turn it into a knife. And it's like, I'm 8 years old. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got me for that. They caught me like doing something with the paperclip. I was like turning it into a swan, and they were like, "Oh, look at him making more weapons." I'm like, "It's a bird. Calm down." But they ended up calling the police. The police saw that it wasn't weapons. They were just like trash that I had in my pocket, and they let me off. But I got suspended for 2 days.
To be fair, our school was located on Mad Max Fury Road,
Anything
and
is a
everybody
weapon.
was just making weapons.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And so-
if I had a, I used to like get all riled up. You know, I used to get like all ghetto. I was the ghetto mom that, you know, wants to fight people. That's why they make fun of me. But I was always like getting in fights because of Ryan, trying to protect him, you know?
Our school's stupid.
He's all,
No, yeah, but we used to joke. I used to joke that because everyone has a lot of Latino comics we know have the, you know, jokes about their dad being ghetto and cholo, and it's like our dad growing up was a born again comic book nerd.
Yeah.
Our mom was our cholo dad.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, she really stuck up for me, and I really appreciate that.
Carrillo Eloisa, yeah.
Eloisa. Why do Mexican moms put all the pots and pans inside the oven?
that's embarrassing because it really is true.
Yeah.
But, you know, because we use the shelf space for other stuff. You know what I mean?
For the Tupperware.
And then Mexican moms, we're hoarders in the kitchen as far as pots and pans. You know, if it's loose, if the handle's loose, let's just throw it away. But no, we keep it. We keep it for whatever texture it is. We need it for something specific. So instead of just having one normal set in the cupboard, we have like 3 mismatched sets. And so that's why we need oven space.
Yeah, I told the story on the last podcast about Uno Attack and my Aunt Micaela, and people wanted part 2 to that, and there is no part 2. She got pissed and left. And I never seen her again. People can't believe that. It's like I was I think 13 years old, and I still haven't seen my aunt since then.
From the Uno game?
Yeah, from the Uno game.
Oh my God.
And obviously a lot of extracurricular things, but me personally have not seen her since that happened. But I know my mom, I want to say when I was in college, she tried to help Micaela out because she's a hoarder. She's a bad hoarder. And I remember my mom just said she has 37 spatulas and 24 umbrellas. It's like, you don't need that many. Like, it's just hard to understand. And she has this thing about going to yard sales. So she would invite everyone every weekend to different yard sales. And like other aunts that I don't talk to anymore would be like, no, she's crazy. And they're crazy because we don't talk to them. You know what I mean? So like, if you're getting called crazy by a crazy person, right, Ryan? You know, something's wrong with you. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, Mexicans are hoarders.
As far as like kitchen, pots, pans, they have mismatched dishes because just throw away the other set. You got a new set now. No, we keep adding on. I don't know what's the deal.
Yeah.
This is from El Esteban. What is your favorite Mexican dish? I'll make this 2-parter. What is your favorite dish to eat, and what is your favorite dish to make?
I think my favorite. I have a lot of favorites. I love to eat, but I like cheese enchiladas. I like to make chile verde. I heard you don't like chile verde, but I love to make it. And
I have an update on that too, but go for it.
Okay. Just making the sauce. Just making the salsa. You could put it in different stuff. So I like pozole. I like to make pozole, and I like to eat it. And what was the second part of the question?
So it was just like, what's your favorite to make, and what's your favorite to eat?
I like to make chilaquiles.
Chilaquiles are fun.
I like to make the chips myself and make chilaquiles. My favorite thing to make, my dad taught me how to make my very first thing ever that I ever cooked, and that was rice, Mexican rice. So I think I make really good Mexican rice.
Oh, yeah.
So this last weekend, my girlfriend bought a bunch of ingredients to make salsa. She made roasted salsa. It's roasted red sauce, but it had tomatillos in it. And it tastes fine. I told you before, I don't like green sauce, but I'm willing to try. I'm willing to find the one, you know what I mean? I'm like out here Cinderella looking for her shoes, right? And that was a good reference. What's it called? So I tried the salsa and I didn't have any problem with it.
You liked it?
Yeah, it was good. I have some more here if you guys want to try it.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'm trying that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make 2 different salsas. I know how to make several, but, you know, I learned some from my mom. I learned some from my sister. Made really good salsa. And, of course, my dad. My dad was like the best cook in the world. And from the kids, my ex-mother-in-law, the kids' grandma, when we lived in El Paso, I just observed. And I saw she had like a lot of little tricks.
Yeah.
She was a really good cook too. And I learned from her. So I have 2 salsas I think you might like. So we have to make it a point to make some, or at least I'll send some with the guys.
Yeah, Salsa-Isimo, dude.
Salsa-Isimo.
I have another question here. Panchito Media thinks that he wants to start a war. He's saying which son is the funniest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They're all really funny.
Right.
But I'm just kidding.
Honestly, I really, really think that Dominic is the funniest.
Suck it, Ryan.
Wait, hold on a
you
second.
Suck.
Hold on a second. Ryan is hilarious.
Yeah.
But
Okay, let's
Ryan,
not get carried away.
No. Ryan is hilarious for sure. But Dominic is so funny to me personally because a lot of people don't know he's joking 1,000% of the time.
Yeah.
And even if you know him, you have to know him really good to understand that everything he's saying, he's joking with you. And only very few people get that. And so I just think it's hilarious that, you know, I actually observe him having conversations with people and only half of the time, or not even half of the time, they understand that he's really joking. So it's funny.
I think it would have been really hilarious if he said Gerardo was your funniest son. But that's my humor, and I'm not funny. It's fine. But what about?
I like Gerardo. I like when you ask the audience, "Are you gonna laugh?"
Oh yeah. No, I get really upset with people, and then I cuss them out. And I'm working on it.
Okay.
My mom, because she goes to all the open mics, so she'll like give us notes on like everybody's set that she sees.
Yeah, she's like, "Now Gerardo's turn." I didn't laugh for these reasons.
Why do Hispanic moms think that talking louder means they're winning?
But he put larder.
He put larder.
Yeah.
Okay.
The R isn't even near the
It took me a
W.
lot of years to understand that it's not. Of course, I yelled a lot when the kids are growing up. Now, mind you, keep in mind, I was a single parent with 4 sons, and it was a lot. It was a lot for me, and at the time, I used to get very frustrated if things weren't going the way I wanted them to. It seemed like nothing went easily. I had to work hard for everything just to get them out of the house, or just to, get them to bed, or just to clean their room, or whatever it was. And so I think out of frustration, I would yell, and it took me probably until they were all almost adults to understand and realize that wasn't effective, that I could have talked to them and have been a lot more successful at getting them to do what I wanted them to do. So it's too bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mothers speak very loudly. And when I say that, I only have one mom. Keep that in mind.
Okay. 2 things.
Yeah.
One, I just want to drop in before it gets too late into the podcast. There's a lot of stuff that we kind of touched on. I really admire my mom for a lot of reasons. And one of the things is because she works so hard. And she's always been like the type of person, like starting the tea shop. She's always the type of person that she'll look at something and say, I can do that. And then figure out by any means necessary how to get that stuff done. I would love if you could tell the story about one of your earliest jobs when you were working at Tonka and about the assembly line.
Okay. When we lived in El Paso, I got a job. I was so young, and I got this job just so that I could get a really awesome deal on Tonka toys. I had 4 sons. Well, at the time, I think only you 2 were.
Yeah, it was just me and Anthony.
So I somebody told me, if you work at Tonka, you get the trucks for like $2, $3, $4, $5, right? So I was like, I'm definitely doing that.
And back in the day, the Tonka trucks were made out of metal. They were primo stuff. top of the line toys.
Yeah. And I nearly killed myself just to get those damn Tonka trucks for Christmas. But the very first day that I went, Dominic's right. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I see something, I see a challenge, especially if someone tells me you can't do it. They might as well should have said, you know, you're gonna do it, because if you tell me I can't do it, I'm gonna try really hard to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
That's just how I built. And so I took this job, and it was on an assembly line, and my job was to assemble the box that the truck goes in, right? It starts out flat with all kinds of shaped flaps, and you put it all together. Well, the guy running the line didn't tell me that's the hardest job on the line. As a matter of fact, that's the hardest job in the whole warehouse.
Yeah.
Why they put me there, I'm not sure. But there was nothing but guys on that particular line, and they wanted to get a kick out of seeing me fail. And when I picked up on the vibe, I'm good on picking up vibes, by the way.
Yeah.
When I picked up on that vibe, I'm like, these
Motherfuckers.
They're trying to.
That's my Eddie Murphy.
They're trying to make me fail, and I will die before I fail. So they had me on this line. It was a 10-hour shift, and I was so freaking sore. I felt like crying, and I would not stop. And they kept speeding up. When they'd go for like an hour, and then they'd stop, and they'd like, look, it was my position had another position, and they put the fastest guy on that side of the line. And so we were competing, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna go until the wheels fall off. And I literally almost did. And they kept speeding up the line until I finally beat the guy, and then they stopped. It was a game for them. It was just a game, and I wasn't gonna let them win.
Yeah.
I went home. My hands, my arms were all cut up. My legs were cut up. My stomach was cut up, and I was crying, and I took like a bunch of Tylenol so I can go to sleep. But yeah,
Damn.
I got them Tonka trucks.
We got into weird accidents where like we should have got more hurt, especially me. Like there's a lot of accidents I've gotten into where I should have gotten way more hurt than I did. Like a TV fell on my head, and I walked away with like a bruise and a cut like that big. And it's insane. We went all the way to the emergency room for them to be like, you just have to ice it and he'll be fine. They got so mad that it wasn't more hurt. But yeah, we got into like weird, strange accidents because especially me, until I was like big, I was like a climber.
Yeah.
That's the thing that my mom thought that our house was haunted because like stuff would happen in the middle of the night. And then they found out that I figured out how to climb all the counters and like eat all the snacks. Like, she'd go to the fridge, and on the top shelf, there's a thing of peanut butter, and there'd be like claw marks in it. And it's just because my hands were like that big.
Oh my God. You used your hands to get...
I was 2 years old.
That's not right.
I don't know that. I'm 2 years old.
We should have known from there it was going all downhill, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
I was just kidding. Sorry.
Dominic was about, 3 years old, and we were waiting to get picked up, and he went right in front of our house. Just the door was open, and I was cleaning. I was right there in the living room, but he was playing outside, and then I could hear him playing, but then all of a sudden I couldn't, and so it started sprinkling. And so I went outside to see where he was. He was nowhere to be seen. So he had ended up walking to the end of the block, like to the end of the parking, and there was a little like playground where it had a little swing set. And so all of a sudden I see him walking. He's walking really slow and kind of like looking down. And I was like, Doms, hurry up. What are you doing? What are you doing all the way over there? Hurry up. And he was walking really slow, but he was like kind of turned to the side, right? And so I was standing there at the doorway, and I'm like, what's wrong with this kid? Like,
he's like, I cut my arm off.
Almost. Yeah. All of a sudden, he turns around, and there was just blood gushing. And because it was raining, it looked like his whole brain was sticking out, but really it was just like a gash. And I flipped the fuck out.
He's like, I accidentally got shot in the head.
It looks so...
I got jumped in, Mom.
It looked so bad. We ended up having to go to emergency, and he got stitches. And
me and my little brother, for some reason, started trying to see if we could hit each other with cassette tapes because we figured out how to throw them so that they would go in a straight line like a ninja star.
Oh my gosh.
And he happened to throw too fast for me. He got one that was heavy, and so it got me in my eye. My eye was already the bad eye, but it was like, so he nicked me like right above the iris, and it cut open a little bit, and it didn't affect my vision after this, but it was bleeding hard.
it was squirting out like a faucet.
I was like, I felt fine.
When I walked in the room, he had blood gushing out like a faucet.
So here's the thing about me though, is and I found out it's like something connected to autism, but my body doesn't know how to regulate its natural heat. So my head gets really hot really quickly. So that's why like blood's rushing to my head because we're like excited and laughing. So that's why it was coming out as hard as it was. And it scared the crap out of me, but it was technically fine. I felt fine. And I look up and I was like, why is she crying? And then my brother's like, because you're bleeding out of your face. And after they cleaned it up and I was fine, they were like, you don't understand. It was coming out of you. And I was like, really? I felt fine.
Oh, that's so gross.
He threw the Titanic box collection at him. That shit was 2 tapes.
Advice questions.
Chris
He wants
hates you
to know,
666.
yeah. What's a good gift for his wife? He's already gotten her like jewelry and he pays for her to like go to the spa and stuff. So outside of that, what would be a good thing?
Perfume's always nice. A purse if he knows her brand. Every woman has a brand, and if a man's paying attention, that's always nice, like perfume or a purse. Also like something very personal, like a special kind of like if they like to drink tea, they can buy a little.
Tea is a great gift.
Also, if you want to be funny about it, you
Thanks,
should
Ryan.
buy her a belt and give her a goal weight.
A what?
Don't do that. Don't ever
Don't do that.
No.
Let's be honest, all
Watch,
right?
Maria's gonna do that for your birthday.
She will.
Why do you think moms treat their sons like princes but are harder on their daughters?
That's the wrong question to ask me because I don't have any daughters.
That's true.
But growing up, I remember like my sisters and I had 2 older sisters, one younger brother, and my brother didn't do shit ever around the house. He was never made to do anything. I never understood that. And we had to take turns cooking and cleaning and laundry and everything. So I never got that. But, for me, having boys, I did a lot for them. I really did. I still do, I think. But I definitely wanted them to know how to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And they do.
Yeah, so my big thing about Latinos in my family that have girls as kids, I hate this about it, is calling them princess. Oh, who's my princess? Oh, get over here. My big old little princess. You know what I mean? It bugs the shit out of me.
If it said like that, it'd bug me too.
Get over here.
Get over here.
Just Scorpion.
Yeah, my scorpion princess, get over here. It bugs me.
Creepy.
It's like, why are you telling your girl that they're a princess when they'll never be a princess, dude?
Aww.
You know what I mean?
So mean.
They won't. I mean, like maybe if you're in a royal family, then you'll be a princess. Like, why would you want them to want to be a princess? I don't understand that.
I mean, I think I totally see that a lot. And I think that it gives girls grow up with confidence.
Yeah.
They grow up to feel entitled a lot. And it could be good and it could be bad. It could be good because they have high expectations and standards, which is good. But it could be bad because now they expect stuff that they didn't earn, that they don't deserve. And, it could be a problem for them. I used to, when I worked before I owned the tea shop, and I was a manager for the office, and I had an employee who was treated like that her entire life. And it was hard for her to get any type of constructive criticism. She'd start crying. She's a 40-year-old woman, and she would start crying. She couldn't handle the simplest things.
Did you? How did we do?
What?
How did we do?
Great. Great. It's going great.
You could be honest.
No, I really do mean it.
Dominic, how did me and Ryan do?
I think you guys were doing great the whole time.
I loved it.
How
You
did
jabbed me a bunch.
I did.
But we're okay. Stop it.
Sorry we didn't have Yolanda in this episode. She's right over there watching. She's the first audience member for one of our episodes here, aside from Miguel. But who likes that guy? Let's be honest. I love him, Miguel. Also, we have a Patreon. If you would join our Patreon for as little as $5 a month, tell them what they get, Ryan.
You get premium access to extra content. You get early access to certain content, and you get to join our Discord.
Yeah,
And
for $20.
You get to go on our shout out board. You get to pick up an image, any image you want, and put it on our board, and any username you want to put.
Yeah, so we'll shout out people right now for our $20 a month tier. We have a couple new ones. So Nia Town, welcome to being a jarrito. Let's see here. We have Not Mitch. Welcome. I'm still waiting for pictures from all of you. Angel is also one. We have a Veronica. What is it? Meredith, your boob is out. Aztec God, Chris Danger Doom, and Karam, who I spoke to the other day, and he said that, oh yeah, I have to get that picture to you guys. And I'm like, okay, should be a priority.
Not Mitch has been a fan for a while, and I still have no idea who that guy is.
I have no clue who Not Mitch is.
The only thing that any of us know about him is that he's not Mitch.
His name is Not Mitch, yeah. If it is Mitch, then it's like,
Imagine it's like Michael.
Yeah, right?
He just like doesn't want to be called Mitch. Never.
So yeah. And then on top of that, if you could please follow us on Instagram at isimopod, ISIMOPOD. Email us at isimopod@gmail.com. Call us at our phone line and leave a voicemail. I don't know, do you guys want to listen to one right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
do it.
Let's go out with the bang.
All right. So this week we will listen to an voicemail from Drea Aguilar. She asked if we put her voicemail on the show yet, and I felt sad, and I said no. So here it goes.
Oh my gosh, you guys were so awesome. This is Drea Aguilar, sending you guys lots of love. It was awesome to watch you guys and love staying up late because of work. Oh, I had to wake up for work, but it's all good. You guys were awesome. Love you guys.
So basically, I realized halfway through that you guys don't have headphones on. But she basically said that we're awesome.
She's very nice.
She's very nice. She said that she's gonna show up for work. Oh, I'm already at work or something like that.
She listens to us when she's like working late and stuff.
Okay, well, yeah, thank you so much, Drea Aguilar. Please leave us a question or a shout out to our voicemail line. It's 920 Isimo High. That's 920 for 920.
We do this every time.
920 Isimo High. Okay, so it's 920-474-6644.
It's funny because your phone's still connected, so they're going to hear you typing it out.
I knew it the whole time. Follow Angel at Legacy Teas and Spices, right?
Yes.
And also on TikTok at Legacy Teas and Spices?
It's Angel Amez.
Okay. Angel_A_Mez. Yes.
Yes.
And yeah, from us here at the Isimo Studios.
What are we doing?
Don't fly. This is my podcast.
It's my podcast.
Hell yeah.